All right, we'll get started here in a few minutes. This was an unscheduled live event for this evening. Good evening. Happy Wednesday. So we'll give this a few minutes, and then we'll go into the topic. We haven't talked about much, so we'll give this a few minutes. Welcome, Marcus, and welcome, John. Hello, Retrainer. How are you? Welcome. Have you guys finished your Christmas shopping? Or have you even started? You ship to an Amazon locker. Okay. Retrainer, how is that Amazon locker working out for you? And I think didn't they set up lockers in 7-Elevens, right? I think something like that. All right, briefly here, it is 8 o'clock. This Friday night's show will be the 14th. It'll be a little later at 11 p.m. I'll be out for the evening with some friends. So Friday night's show will be at 11 p.m. Local time, Eastern time. Censorship, good or bad? A little bit of a debate and discussion. I have my own thoughts about that. Then, barring any changes, we'll have a show Saturday night, Sunday night. We'll do like a year in review, something like that, and maybe what's your Christmas wish? I don't know which evening, Saturday or Sunday evening. We'll do like a year in review. Then that might be it for the live show. Jesse Crypto, Porch Private, Jehovah's Witness. Now, this has nothing to do with the JWs, as I call them. I have lots of friends who are Jehovah's Witnesses. Very nice people. I met a lot of them when I lived in Florida. Super nice. But no, this has nothing to do with that. Hello, Dan. How are you? Welcome. Dan, if you want to join, I'll send you a link. This will not be a long one tonight, but I caught something on the news that we don't often talk about, and that's protecting your packages. Didn't quite sound right, did it? Protecting your Christmas shipments. Okay, Jesse, huh? Let's get my friend Dan in here. Give me a second. I'm taking a break from Hallmark channels. I got way too much sugar in me. Too much. Yeah. All right, Dan. Love the Hallmark channel. You know, it's so always have a happy ending. You know, the Hallmark movies, you'll never have a movie end with an earthquake, you know, a car wreck. It ain't gonna happen. So, you know, guy gets the girl at the end, usually. Salute. Yeah, it is not Kool-Aid. It is Pepsi and the shot of whiskey. My throat felt a little bit sore, so anyway. It's funny, it says here, welcome to live chat. Remember to guard your privacy. and abide by our community guidelines. I am abiding. Electric shock if you pick up the package. Well, I'm safe here. I usually have my Cadillac trunk, my Cadillac sitting outside, so people tend to avoid me. Excuse me. Good evening. Dobre veche. Is that good evening in Russian? I don't know. My Russian friend, how are you?
Ubuntu.
There's Dan. Good evening. How are you?
Cut the other audio to the other thing so I can hear you.
All right. Audio check. I guess we're good in the chat. I think we are.
I'm beating off a headache today.
Oh, no.
Yeah, one of the migraines. The temperature shifted here, and you should feel it there soon. It's getting warmer.
It's supposed to be 40s here by the weekend.
Yeah.
We have somewhat of a not. I guess maybe not a world famous. We have the famous what's called the Nutcracker Village here in Steubenville. Look it up. It's one of the top 6 destinations in the country for the holidays.
Wow.
It's downtown. It's really nice. I might go check it out this weekend. Maybe do a short video on. Hello, Sleepy. How are you, my kangaroo friend? A question for Dan. Is that a Blue Yeti that he's using? Dan, is that a Blue Yeti?
This is a Blue Yeti microphone.
Okay.
It's similar to the one that DT had.
That's right.
And I haven't had the problems with mine that he has with had with his, but I'm not flexing the bend where the USB plug goes in it so much. So he's had his longer than I've had mine, to have all fairness.
Okay.
But he's gone way all out on the microphone scene.
He's into microphones. I use a $20 headset, and you know what? People like this, so I'm keeping it.
He's got studio equipment now. He can sing for us if he wants.
Yes. Yes, he can. DT, don't sing. Hello, Pizza. How are you?
Pizza.
Pizza, yeah.
Oh, we have Sleepy Eyes Vince from Australia there, too.
Sleepy, this is for you, getting tanked with toss. This video is not being sponsored by Coca-Cola.
Although it should.
It should be, as much as I drink. So again, for those of you joining in late, we'll do a show Friday night at 11 p.m. Eastern. Censorship, good or bad. We'll do on Saturday night, unless there's some changes. Sunday night, and that might be the end of the live shows, at least for this year. So, because that would be the week before Christmas, right? Yeah. All right.
I had a freeze.
A freeze?
Yeah, the screen just froze for a moment.
Ah.
It's kind of rare.
Sleepy says, too early for me to get tanked. Okay. I hear you. You what? It's about 9 a.m. there? Sleepy, right? Sleepy, if you want to join, let me know, unless you're busy chasing kangaroos down the street. I want to turn on the ticker and see what pops up here. All right, we'll give us a few more minutes, then we'll go into the main topic. Again, it's something we really haven't, I don't think we've really talked about. But I saw something on NBC News and it made a lot of sense. So we'll talk a little bit about it. If you haven't thought about it already, probably some of you have. The Nexus boot loop issues. Yeah, the Nexus 6P. I had it for about a week or so. Beautiful phone, but the boot loop, yeah, it's
the Huawei thing.
It was a dud, and apparently Huawei knew about it. And there was a class action lawsuit. I don't know where that went.
That looked like such a nice phone too.
Beautiful phone. Front firing speakers, beautiful screen. I mean, and a headset jack. Ooh, you know.
You want to talk about evil things in nice packages.
They botched it. Now the Pixel I heard very good things about, but I'll stick with my Motorola Here it is, the 5E Plus. You want a good phone for about $200 with a headphone jack, the 5,000 milliamp battery, the Motorola E5 Plus. No, this is not sponsored. This video. Oh, I turned on the flashlight by shaking it. Cool. See that? Would it work now? There we go.
Will it jumpstart your car too?
Yeah, right. Yeah, just hook it up. Anyway, check out the Motorola E5 Plus. I'm not being sponsored by them or not, but it is a good. That would be cool if the battery was strong enough to give it just enough of a spark to jump a dead battery in the car. That would be something. Yeah, Steve says, good evening from the Hallmark Channel. Welcome, Steve. I'm actually taking a break tonight. Too much sugar. Ain't that the truth? Love the Hallmark Channel. I feel good at the ending, like a little kiss at the end, and anyway.
I really don't use my TV all that much.
I use on demand quite a bit. Yesterday I was watching the TV series Mars, a National Geographic. Excellent series, by the way. Check it out. Very realistic.
I don't pay for any extended packages on normal cable networks.
Got it. Okay.
I do get Netflix, though.
Okay.
It's just they got carried away with the whole TV bill. And I'm like, I want this chopped out of it. I want this chopped out of it. I want just local stations only.
Well, I mean, I have Comcast because of what I do here. I'm not sure DSL would work. Although if we have fiber optic, maybe it will.
Yeah, you have a situation where they give you a package and you have to take it no matter, how they do it.
Yeah. So what I have works. It's not the cheapest, but it works. I keep getting things from DirecTV and Dish Network. It would be considerably less money per month. But
I have DirecTV. Ever since American Thugs and Thieves have took it over, which would be AT&T, they've been trying to get me to go paperless. They've been threatening to up my bill if I don't. They've been doing this, and I'm about ready to tell them, buzz off. I don't need your service. I got YouTube. It's good enough.
Yeah. Half of the stuff I watch on YouTube, and I'm part of it, so duh, But it's nice to have something on demand to watch a show. When I want to watch it, just tell the, talking to the Xfinity thing, tank, I mean Mars.
You know what I found spooky is the little blue circle with the half-cocked D in it that's by my name in the chat column. I sent my cousin a text message, and that showed up on his phone with the text message. That about freaked me out. I was furious how that got there, and I don't know how it actually showed up like that.
Yeah.
But he's got a Samsung phone that runs on a Google service, on an Android probably platform. And somehow they put it all together to make it work like that. But
I got to think from AT&T. I have AT&T, and they said if I sign up for auto pay, you save like $5 a month.
Yeah.
And then they'll give me a $25 credit for the holidays. It's tempting.
Don't get into any auto pay stuff. Keep control of your money. I don't do that. And the few things that I do are connected to a prepaid credit card. And that's how you guys get your support from me. It goes through that prepaid card through PayPal to you.
Thank you.
If I don't put money in it, it runs out. If somebody steals the number to the card or something, so what? It goes to zero.
Right, because you have a certain amount in there, and that's it. No, it makes perfect sense. It makes perfect sense. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I like AT&T. It works. I have nothing against the company in terms of the service. But
if you're used to dealing with Comcast, then you'll have the same feeling dealing with AT&T. Big company feelings.
Well, so far Comcast has done me right. Can't really complain. I had an issue with the box upstairs. They came as promised. They replaced it. The box downstairs, no power. After a storm, they came. They replaced it. Done. In fact, they did an upgrade for free. Of course, I'm renting it, paying for it, but That being said, if the service works, can you really complain? Not really. But that's true with any service. Car service, taxi service, phone service. It all comes down to service, right?
And if there's no competition, you got to give them what they want.
Well, we have competition. But if it wasn't for live events, I probably would go to the DirecTV. I think they're in partnership with AT&T and just go DSL. But it wasn't as fast back then. Maybe it is now.
I have DSL, and it's probably not as fast as cable still. It's faster, but not quite what cable can give you.
Right.
I think I get like 10 megabits down and maybe four up.
Okay.
It's enough, to do my thing with you guys, and
it works.
Things, but if I carry on a show like you do, I don't think it'll do it.
I don't. I'll have to do some more research because I could save about $50 a month, and that adds up.
And it does stutter and shudder and do things like that too now and then. It's not stable.
Yeah. All right, we have some people coming in. All right, we're going to start the topic here. Let's give it 5 minutes. Again, this was unscheduled, but I caught something on the news tonight that's somewhat important for the holidays. So we'll talk about it a little bit. Steve, do you want to join, or are you busy? I sent the link to Kangaroo Man.
Kangaroo Man.
My good pal Vinny from Australia.
Kangaroo Man.
Kangaroo. Hey, that's a new superhero. Who needs Wonder Woman? Kangaroo Man.
Well, I asked him about the kangaroos because I thought they were an endangered species or something. He said, "No, they're a big pest. They'll run out in front of your car."
That's
every year. And and then I got the impression that they were coming over and bouncing up down on the hood of your car while you're sleeping at night and stuff like that. I think Colin gave me that kind of picture to look at.
It's well, I like it. They look kind of cute, but of course I don't live there.
Giant jackrabbits.
Yeah, really. Yeah, I saw the trailer for the next Godzilla movie. You know what? It actually looks pretty good. I hate to admit, I'm getting so tired of these superheroes, but I guess Godzilla's a superhero, isn't he? I don't know. Godzilla 2, King of the Monsters. It looked pretty good.
Goes, oh no, there goes Tokyo, go Godzilla.
Oh no, they say he's got to go. There's Vinny. Hello, Vince.
Hi, Toss. Hi, Dan.
Hi.
Welcome.
How are you guys?
Good.
Oh, we're getting along. We're doing fine.
Good.
I like Kangaroo Man. That's good.
Kangaroo Man. That's right. The new superhero from Australia. It's Kangaroo Man. That's right. Watch him hop into crime scenes and beat everybody up. But no, the Godzilla looks good. Yeah. So
I'll have to get maybe a superhero costume or something for the next stream.
I never got into the Jurassic Park and the Godzilla stuff that much.
The reboot of Godzilla, was it 4 years ago? Wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. I enjoyed it. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I don't think we need yet another Transformers movie. Unless it's a spoof, like Bumblebee transforms into Wonder Woman. Now that would make me laugh or something.
Yeah.
The movie, the last Predator movie, the DVDs are coming out here in a week. You should get it. That was a stupidly fun, entertaining movie to watch. If you want something completely different, The Predator was a fun movie. It's definitely worth it. Yeah. There were 2 or 3 scenes in it that I didn't expect it. It made me laugh. I won't spoil it. But if you watch the movie, it's just called The Predator. It's a reboot of the Arnold movie 30 years ago.
Okay.
These bad, but no. You if you watch it, you know what I mean by that. There's 2 or 3 scenes that just crack me up. It's something I would have wrote in the script, but I don't want to spoil it.
Wait, did they mean to be funny, or were they just
no?
It was funny?
They intentionally wrote the script to be funny. I was laughing with the movie and not at it. So the problem is maybe there's one too many laughs, but you know what? There's nothing wrong with laughing. You know, because the original Predator was like very serious, Arnold in the jungle and then this and that. This one, they put so many jokes in it, it's kind of weird for a serious movie. But you know what? I laughed with it. I enjoyed it. A few surprises. And I think you'll enjoy it too. If you want something different, see The Predator. I guess it bombed here in the States. I don't know about overseas, but I guess it was an $80 million movie, which is kind of high.
Yeah, I wrote it down. I still got one of them Netflix get a disc in the mail type things.
Then rent The Predator. Good special effects. I mean, it's just a fun time. A lot of times you go to the movies and like, when is this going to be over? And you're like, oh really? What did I just see? But this one is like, what did I just see? But it made me laugh in the good way.
Mm-hmm.
It entertained me. See, the best movies are didactic, enlightening, and entertaining. Well, there's nothing enlightening about the movie, but it was so damn entertaining.
It's hard to find movies that actually have good writing to them. And that includes good comedy with good punchlines where they're supposed to be.
I mean, I think of the classic movies like the Godfather movies, A Few Good Men. You know, it's entertaining and enlightening. You know, the movie called The Predator, there's nothing that's going to transform my thoughts about humanity, but it was so fun to watch. Anyway, I won't say any more. So, Jason wants to see the Bumblebee movie. Well, look, if it transforms into Wonder Woman, tell me. I want to go see it. Why not? Hello, Paul. Analog, welcome. Steve, I sent the link. And, yeah.
I think Tim would be around tonight.
Sometimes he's out to dinner because he's Chicago time, right? Or Minnesota, which is Central.
Time.
So he's 7. He might be out to dinner. I really didn't have anything planned tonight, but I caught the thing on the news and we'll go into which is kind of an important topic. So
it is, because especially around here, a lot of people are doing that kind of thing this time of the year, including myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know about you, but Amazon, where I live, they don't use the mail system hardly anymore. They do in a pinch if they have to, but they have their own drivers come out. They come out and throw their packages on your doorstep. They don't ring the doorbell or bang on the door. They do a drop and dash.
Well, because they're on a tight schedule, that's understandable.
I mean, they don't, if it's raining out, they don't even put a plastic bag over your package or anything.
Yeah, I know the Amazon driver. She's a good friend of mine, and you know she'll knock on the door, make sure somebody's in, or at least check and see. But yeah,
not around here.
7:20 Minnesota. Yeah, Central Time. Correct. So, hello, Ricky.
Hey man,
Hi,
how
Ricky.
you doing?
All right.
Ricky, how are you going?
Oh, I'm doing good.
Okay. All right, well, let's get into the topic, and if I miss any questions here in the chat, well, I'll have to get back to it. So I saw something on NBC News about Porch Privates. What's happening is there's Amazon packages, Walmart packages being left on the porch, and you have, sadly, thieves. They wait for your package, they take it, and they run away. I guess there's been a shakedown, in Jersey. I guess the police there had special packages equipped with GPS, like in their shoes, like in the Nike shoes or whatever. So when they take it, now they can track the thieves.
Awesome.
So that's one way of tracking down thieves. But there was a segment where they put the package down, and the undercover cop, he was less than a mile away, and the GPS went off. So, yeah, it's that time of year. So it's something that we probably don't think about it until if and when it happens, and it's of course that would ruin a holiday. I don't have a problem here because I normally leave my Cadillac trunk in the like in the driveway. I have the trunk open, so
some boots and a bucket full of cement.
Yeah. Sometimes it's like red blood spilling on. No, I'm just kidding, but no. But on a serious note, how can you protect yourself? Well, I have notifications on my phone when the package is being delivered or has been delivered. So if I'm home or close to home and I get the notification, I make sure I get home as soon as possible. Now, what if that's not possible? You can have a neighbors on the lookout. If you have a family member or a neighbor who's retired, I believe you can forward the package to that address, to his or her address, so it gets obviously picked up and brought in the house. You can set up security kangaroos in front. No, I'm just kidding. But you can set up cameras. You can do either paid services, like it's called Ring is a service, if I'm not mistaken. I've seen commercials.
You can buy cameras. They use them all the time for hunting out in the woods.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not very expensive, where they actually get on the on the cell phone network, and you can watch them through your smartphone, any place, anytime.
Right, right, through the Wi-Fi, and you can exactly. There's a popular brand. I think one of my friends got one. He uses it. Oh, what the heck is it? I can't think of it. Maybe some of you guys know the Wi-Fi cameras, the wireless that work through the Wi-Fi or through the internet. Cisco camera, maybe. I don't know.
I don't know. There's a lot of them on the market. The friend I didn't talk about that has one. He has one in his yard, and he's watching his well went out, and he's watching the well man pull his well pipes out of the ground and replace them.
Okay.
Well, we're at work trying to work on something.
Mike says the thieves tried to follow the delivery FedEx vans. I don't know. Steve, you cannot get into Hangouts. Did you download Chrome? Are you using Chrome? Don't use Chromium the Valley. Just go straight to Chrome. It should work. Let's see. So you can use, all right, we talked about the camera. You can use the apps on your phone if you have an Amazon app, notifications, family members, neighbor, forward it to. Somebody mentioned Amazon Locker service, right? Who was that? How much is that service? I forgot who mentioned it, sorry. I've heard of it. Somebody, yeah, electric shock if you pick up the package. Okay, yeah. They have them. Okay, so it was Retrainer. They have them at grocery stores, Whole Foods, apartment complexes, a locker. Okay. How much is that Retrainer for that Amazon locker? So be aware of that. Like I said, here, at least where we're at, we don't have really an issue. Where I live here, there's fairly neighborhood. There's always traffic, police cars maybe not every day, but it's a fairly high traffic area for residential. So there's always people coming and going.
If you live on a city street and you have a retired person that's looking to make a few extra bucks, slip them a few extra bucks. If you got a dusty set of binoculars around, and I'm sure half of us have that's not being used, just loan it to them and tell them to watch out for things. Right.
Mike says your bank has an Amazon locker. Mike, is there a fee for that? Because I don't know. That makes sense. Have it shipped to a bank.
Yeah, we have plenty of those around here.
So is there a fee, or is that a courtesy service if you have an account there? But that would make sense, shipping it to a bank, yeah. I should start my own family locker service. Anybody tries to break in, they'll be missing a finger next day or something,
Steve says he's been cheating on Peppermint.
Okay. Use what works, Steve. Yeah, if you can get on Hangouts and Mate, I don't know what's up with that.
I'm using Mate.
Paul says you use Nest cameras. Okay.
My room is slowly becoming a computer museum. I got 2 Windows 10 towers on the other side of the room. I got a little Windows 8.1 tablet right here, and then I got my Linux machine right here.
I can see your power bills.
I'm beginning to find there's a price to pay to collect and all that stuff
Spiking.
when it's time to
Yeah.
dispose of it.
Mike says it's a free service to get traffic into the bank where they can corner you and upsell. Nothing wrong with that. Fair enough.
Hey, come over here. You need a home loan? We can fix you right up.
Yeah. Hey, you, come here. Listen, this service is for free, but we need to talk about this other service. You want protection, don't you? Anyway, well, that's good. It's a free service. So, any other suggestions in the chat? I think we've covered them all, haven't we? Locker, your neighbor or family member, the camera, wireless cams, your apps.
Maybe services for businesses.
Again, that would probably fall to the locker category.
I like the locker.
Hello, Sneaky. How are you?
Yeah, we have lockers a lot of places where we are here. The other alternative is we have is they can get delivered to your local grocery stores and you pick it up from there. I think that's actually ends up cheaper, or they I know eBay does a cheaper delivery if you get it delivered to you. They try that. I have another option is maybe.
Vince, your signal's cutting in and out, Vince.
It's probably my garage here.
Okay, you were cutting in and yeah. I didn't quite catch the last part. Yeah, sorry about that.
Those stores be good too.
Yeah, I think here 7-Elevens, some of the 7-Elevens fast food stores or gas stations have that too, you know, quick in and outs. Sneaky, you are finished term, 3.5 weeks off. Okay. Nice. I'm looking at the ticker feed. Super Tux car spruces up in-game visuals. Very good. You have, Jason says you have your purchases sent to your cousin's place. He has motion-activated cameras, like those hunting cameras, right?
Right.
Okay. Makes sense.
You can set them up for that. Like if you have a bait pile out in the woods, you know, and the camera's sitting there and a deer walks up and wants some of that, it turns on so you can watch them.
Nice. Greetings, white chocolate. Yeah, I should set up some bait or something with the camera, then hire a guy who looks like a big guy like this, like Luca Brasi, knock on the door. Hey, we got a room where there's some packages being stolen. We just want to let you know that we got 2 fresh Cadillacs ready to go. Bye-bye. I'm just kidding. Anyway. So Jason, you have your packages sent your cousin's place. Well, that'll work, yeah.
Good excuse to get to know your neighbors, because if you know that one of your neighbors are going to be home,
yes,
all day, have the delivery just sit there.
Yeah.
Talk to your neighbors.
I agree. Totally. Steve, can you get on? I don't know why you're having problems with Mate getting on Hangouts. That's weird. I've never heard of that.
You know what? It's got to be something with Google Chrome lately, because everybody that's been trying to use Chrome that's updated it is having problems with Hangouts.
Wow.
Chromium too.
Well, I didn't do updates yesterday or today, but that's still odd. No.
I use Vivaldi, and they haven't offered any updates for that yet.
Okay. Let's see. We were talking about movies. Films like Wonder Woman and Moana. Women have top billing, make more money than those led by men. So apparently movies that star women are making more money. See, Hollywood? Godzilla, Transformers morphs into Wonder Woman. I wasn't that far off, was I? See? You know. Interesting. A thief sued a homeowner because they tripped on a lawn ornament while stealing. Okay.
Must have been that garden gnome.
Wow. Yeah, Chase, Microsoft is moving to Chromium, abandoning Edge. Yes. Let's see.
I guess Edge didn't have no edge.
I guess not. I mean, it worked. I used it occasionally when I booted into Windows, but I don't know.
I've never used it.
It worked. I mean, there was nothing, nothing there for me to avoid Firefox or Chrome or whatever. It just wasn't anything. Ooh, look at that! It was just another choice, another option. But you know, I think the problem was people got so fed up with the privacy issue that they want nothing to do with Microsoft unless they absolutely had to boot into, Microsoft. So
hey, we have a Steve.
Hey, Stevie, blah 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 blah. What's up, man?
Sorry, I had to get off your beloved mate. I don't know what was going on.
Go to the forum. Post it. I guarantee you someone will reply. It is a very friendly forum. Maybe they know.
Which browser were you trying to use?
Google Chrome, like I always do.
That's got some defunct issues lately. For the last past week, people have been complaining they can't get into Hangouts on Chrome or Chromium.
Wow. On the ticker, it says Planet of the Chickens, how the bird took over the world with around...
Planet of the Chickens.
That's the sequel to Planet of the Apes. Anyway, it says 23 billion chickens on the planet. The bird is a symbol of our times. That's good for your diet.
Yeah.
Planet of the Chickens, that's a good one.
The only chicken I really like is the one on my dinner plate.
Mm-hmm. Yep. All right, so any other tips here in the chat on to protect your Amazon packages on your porch against porch pirates? I think we've covered it all pretty much.
Yeah. We thought we got hit the other week, and my wife called, and they actually replaced the package to find out that they delivered it to our neighbors next door, and they had brought it over.
Okay, well, that's okay. That means it wasn't lost, or stolen.
Right.
Nothing wrong with that.
But it was a weird feeling.
Oh, I'm sure.
I just checked DistroWatch. We have a new distro coming. Its name is Sculpt OS.
You sure it's not Hallmark OS?
That's one for Steve. I want to mark it for him. It's a point for Steve. There you go.
Sculpt OS. It sounds like for bodybuilders or something.
I know, really.
Basically,
Sculpt or scalped?
It's it says from what it says as Sculpt OS, and what it is, it's a small distribution of the Genode operating system framework. Sculpt used Genode as a base underland with the Nova micro hypervisor as its kernel. Sculpt supports running legacy OSs as virtual machines using VirtualBox and hardware-assisted virtualization. Sculpt uses a package manager with packages for virtual machines, a port of the Aurora web browser, and games.
I caught something on the ticker. It says Google Hearing sees idiot trending, so I highlight it. Just go to Google, search the word idiot, and it makes perfect sense. I don't want to offend any people, but you guys can probably guess. I don't want to make this political, but yeah, you can probably guess.
I think the Google CEO is currently or something like that, and he was trying to explain why results come up like that.
In this situation, I'd have to agree.
And he was
with
trying
Google.
He was trying to say that complex are trillion volts, and people looking at.
Vince, you're really cutting in and out, man. So yeah,
the kangaroos are chewing on his cable line.
I know, man. They're probably getting back at him. What are you calling him? You know, they're probably banging at this door with his hooves.
Need to dial up another satellite up there.
Right. Maybe Elon Musk will send you another. He's had his hits and misses. Elon Musk. I guess the last ship they tried to land the rocket didn't make it, but the one before did. Oh well. At least he's trying.
Yep.
But yeah, check out that TV series Mars on National Geographic. Excellent series about life on Mars. Those legislators don't have a clue how the internet works. That might be true, Mike. Yeah. Yet they pass laws anyway. Well, I hear
pass
you.
laws on things they know nothing about.
I know.
And the rest of us have to suffer.
Well, if they can't figure out how to make money off of it and how to get graft,
Yeah.
why do anything about it?
Right. Exactly. Steve's got a good joke in the chat. Steve Gunnick. Pirate walks into a bar. Bartender asks, "Why are you wearing a steering wheel on your pants?" It drives me nuts. Okay.
Oh.
Oh. Yeah, right on.
That's okay. It's a family-friendly joke. Not a problem.
There you go. I have to move to get better Wi-Fi.
Very good,
Hey, that
Steve.
sounds better.
Very good, Vinny. Very
Yeah.
good. Nice. Okay, so what were you saying before?
What was I saying?
You about to Google CEO?
The search for idiot. Because I read somewhere that this front of a Senate committee having to explain why the searchers. So he's been summoned by the government, and he had to try and explain Google's really.
And you're still
complex
cutting
items.
out.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Seriously. Yeah. Seriously, my friend.
Oh, hang on. Okay, let me try something.
Maybe the kangaroo at Vinny's door wants his router back. Yeah. Oh God. I don't know when Zoran will release the newest edition. Zoran releases when ready, not on a schedule. I recommend Zoran Lite for beginners, but I don't know when the next one will come out.
Basically, Zorn is pretty much like Peppermint. It releases when it's pretty much ready.
What desktop does it use?
They use GNOME for their flagship, and then XFCE for the light one. Yeah. Yeah. The wire is under the ocean. It's waterlogged. Right. Yes. That's why Vince is having. Yeah. Right.
Yeah, we're expecting some pretty bad storms later today.
That might affect it. Sometimes it'll affect it here.
It's been very, very humid.
Yep.
The cable washed up on Gilligan's Island.
Right. Yeah. But no, it was actually sunny today. It was nice. It's 37 degrees, which is a heat wave for this time of year. Tomorrow lower 40s, which is a heat wave, so I'm not complaining. But Vince, yeah, search Nutcracker Village in Ohio. When you get a chance. We have a famous thing downtown, the Nutcracker Village, a unique place for Christmas.
Sounds interesting.
Somewhat famous, yeah. Well, we're famous for Dean Martin, Jimmy the Greek, the actor Robert Urich, the Nutcracker Village. What was the other actor? I can't think of his name now. Anyway.
Wow, that looks awesome for the family.
It's very nice.
We're famous for making the Cadillac.
That's right. That's right. And now GM is shutting down the plant here in Ohio, Lordstown.
We got, I think, one going here too.
Really? Oh well.
Yeah, we have in Chicago the Chris Kindle Market. It's like a little German village. They have it downtown, and they have one out in one of our big suburbs, Naperville, southwest of Chicago.
Interesting.
Coming up here in the next few years, you're going to see a huge shift towards electric vehicles. That's why a lot of these plants are shutting down. They're retooling to open for electric cars.
Well, the batteries are getting better and better. You can go longer, before charging. We have a couple of charging stations here next to the university. Maybe that is the future. Look, I have a cordless lawnmower, so I got 2 cordless, and that's great. Not going to the gas station, at least for the lawnmower. I just plug it in, and good to go. Let it charge overnight. There's no maintenance. There's no tune-up. There's a motor. Either it runs or it doesn't run.
There's going to be another battery that's going to be released too. It's going to be a graphene-based battery. There's a couple of them that are fighting for top position on this.
Yeah.
But you're not going to see the next generation of electric cars using lithium-ion batteries anymore.
The technology, at least on that side, is getting better. White Chocolate says, does anyone believe Ed Lampert can still save Sears? No.
No, I'm surprised Sears has stayed in any type of capacity. I mean, they used to be, God, I mean, they were the giant, and then you go back to the, mid-late 1800s where, they delivered product to build your own home.
Right.
Right. And now it's, I remember going into them and you would smell caramel corn. You go to the sort of snack shop area and you got fresh caramel corn going. Oh my gosh.
Sears was the U.S. place to go for shopping at one time. The Sears catalog was famous, The
craftsman's tools.
First to go is like Montgomery Ward's. Then there's Wilco and Woolworths and Kresge's and all those others. Now Sears is like the last of the old ones.
Yeah, we had a Sears here in the mall last year. Bye-bye. Kmart's gone here. We have no Target here, so it's only Walmart. I'm like, oh, man, Now
I have a Target here, and it's in the weirdest place, but it's here. And they sell vinyl records there, too.
Nice.
Circuit City's back.
What?
I think online, right?
Yeah, they're an online service now. Also, a very old store is back as well. CompUSA is back as a site now.
I remember.
Yeah, they were a competition for Micro Center.
I thought Tiger Direct bought them out.
That could be possible.
Tiger Direct, I know there was one not far from here where I live. They closed that a couple of years ago because everybody's going online.
I order online. I go to 2 stores, or I go to Walmart, because if I order it online and it doesn't fit or it doesn't work, it's just a few miles down the road. Or I go to Amazon. They have a pretty, reasonable, return policy. But that's it. I try to order from stores that are here. But Macy's is gone. Kmart's gone. All we have left is Walmart. So.
They closed my Walmart here.
Wow. Really?
Myers ran them out of business.
Myers.
Yeah, they were right across the street from each other.
Interesting.
Myers and Target ganged up on them as soon as they opened.
Sam's Club closed close to me. I mean, there was a Walmart right next to it. They started closing Sam's Clubs. So I think Costco is kicking their butt.
For 5 years, you could get the best deal on anything around here with them 3 stores duking it out for top position.
Wow.
I think I wound up buying my Vizio Razor TV back in 2012, and at the time, HD TVs were still at a premium price. I think I got that TV for $800. It's a 60-inch TV, and it still works great to date.
Yeah, my cousins used to buy TVs off of Sears when they were in the mall, but
yeah,
they're gone.
I just posted the link in the chat about the article I was reading about Google's CEO explaining the idiot results.
I don't see how anybody could buy a TV online.
Yeah.
I mean, when you buy a TV, you want to go in and touch it, hear it, feel it, see it, hug it, You want to get friendly with it before you actually open your wallet.
I know.
I try and make a point of going to the bricks and mortar stores. I still like the experience of going in and like you said, just touching and feeling all the products.
Clothes is another thing you absolutely have to be there to actually buy them. You know, if you want good fit and everything, you got to try some stuff on.
There's an article online that says Walmart workers seek owners of 64-year-old love letter. Workers at a Georgia Walmart are trying to find the owners of a 64-year-old love letter found on the floor of the store. Interesting.
Wow.
Well, okay, that's nice story. Did you guys see that story a couple of days ago? A young mother with a child on a ventilator is on a plane, and this guy had a first-class seat, and he gave up his first-class seat to the mom. They switched seats, and she wanted to thank him but didn't remember his name or catch his name, so she went online, I guess Facebook or Twitter, and they found the guy who gave up his seat. So to that guy, good job. You know the spirit of Christmas, well, the spirit of humanity. Because I would have done, look, I'm 6'2". I've flown first class. It's nice to stretch out my kangaroos, you know. So, but in a situation like that, a mom and an infant, you know, medical condition, it does restore faith in humanity. So, good for him. I'm just looking at the other news feeds here. Parents disturbed by elf murder class assignment. Wow.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yeah. I would be disturbed too. Also. Boy. This is funny. Boy chased by turkey through Wisconsin neighborhood. Okay. God.
It can be brutal. We have wild ones around here.
I guess that turkey survived Thanksgiving.
Yeah, especially when you drink too much of it.
Basically, in my case, it would be me chasing the turkey because in my head I would be thinking one thing: dinner time.
This is. I have to read this. Wow, this is funny and disgusting at the same time. But this is in Florida. Man gets soiled underwear with Uber Eats order.
Oh my God!
A tourist. What's Uber Eats?
It's
deliver.
It's an online ordering app where you can order at various places.
Got it. A tourist visiting Florida said his Uber Eats order came with an unwanted side, a pair of soiled underwear.
Yeah.
Was that like a hint? If you eat this, then this happens? Okay. A bear reaches through window, steals dog food. Good one. That's a good one. Anyway, this is in Pennsylvania. This actually makes sense. Residents plant Christmas tree in pothole. I guess it's so deep. Half of the tree isn't. Oh God!
You pass swerving to avoid it.
Yeah, well, that's. I figured maybe they ran out of orange cones, so put the tree there.
Yeah, 2-foot pothole.
Oh my God! Well, here years ago on one of the main roads, I guess at nighttime you couldn't see this very bad pothole. So one guy, a resident, took the orange cone with the pole with the sign that says, pointing down, big ASS pothole. Not just a big, but a big ASS pothole like this. Hard to miss. But yeah, the Christmas tree is better. At least it gets into holiday spirit, you know. As you're going to the car dealership to repair your $1,000 damage. Let's see here. Anything else that's funny here? Burger King's Whopper deal leads to $1,000 charge. Whoa.
Oh, snap.
Problem with that app, he was charged more than $1,000. Oh, instead of a penny, because they got a penny thing. Okay, I guess it can happen. Yeah, this was that story. Good Samaritan gives up first class plane seat to woman ailing baby, and that was on America. Yeah, so
that
good
is
for you.
really nice.
Yeah.
That just proves right there that even though there's a lot of negativity in the world, the thing that's very cherishable is the amount of positivity that we humans can actually bring to the table here. That it's really nice.
Who knows how many countless stories, little stories don't get reported. I remember one time there was a lady coming out of Walmart, a senior citizen. This was in the summertime. Very, very nice, cute. She says, I think I lost my car. She had forgotten where she parked. I mean, it happens. So I said, okay, calm down. She had a buggy full of groceries. I said, well, what kind of car is it? I think she said it's Honda. Okay, good. And it's like red or blue, something that would kind of stick out. So we walked up and down, and sure enough, I found it for her, And she, oh, thank you, not a problem. But, I mean, there are times I've been parked, like in Pittsburgh, to a mall I don't go to, someplace, and I leave them like, now, where did I park? But then you start to, do this. Oh, I think it was this direction. So it's not that unusual,
Yeah, when you're preoccupied when you get out of your car, it's sometimes like, oh, right. Crap, where did I park?
Right. I normally I learn my lesson when I park. I think I look at a landmark. Okay, I parked next to this big sign or the gas station or the post office or something, At least I get in that general direction, This is in Minnesota. Where's Tim? Is he in the house? He's not in the house. Okay, well.
On the bingo game.
Okay. Well, he's probably a bingo with his frying pan. Horses pull stuck semi up icy Minnesota hill. Okay. I guess there's a shortage of tow trucks in Minnesota. I don't know.
Somebody had a barn full of Clydesdales.
Yeah, well, okay. Whatever works. Here's a nice feel-good story. This is in Pennsylvania. Firefighters rescue deer stuck in backyard pool.
Aww.
Oh. Nice. I think I mentioned this last week. Oklahoma lawmaker wants to make ribeye the state steak. Why not?
Yeah. I would think we told Vince kangaroo steak is the Australian national steak.
Can you get it over there? Have you seen it in your shops?
I don't think so.
I have never seen a kangaroo steak in any meat
I
store.
don't think I have. No, I don't
Next
believe
time
so.
look for it.
Yeah, I don't think I'll see it in Hawaii and here in Ohio.
I'm pretty sure we're exporting.
Okay.
And Outback Steakhouse doesn't sell it yet.
Yeah. Here we have hunters, and yeah, they probably wouldn't be too happy. Hey, what's all this? What's this? Something about kangaroo steak? We're shooting D here, okay?
What's jumping around in the freezer?
Yeah. Yeah, right. Yeah. Yeah, you can tell your Australian friends go back to their country, okay? Jesse says you took out Dad out for kangaroo last Father's Day. Oh, what did it taste like? Did your father have the urge to jump? Yes, Megan says park in section T for toss. Thank you. What was I thinking?
Did I hear that Google's mapping a lot of car parks now so that you can log where you parked your car in your phone? I read something about
kind
that.
of remembers the position that your car was left in.
Interesting. Well, I'm sure they have apps that you pay for, like GPS, to find your car. But I'll tell you guys a little trick. If you've really forgot where you parked, if you take your key remote for your car and put it under your chin, believe it or not, there's an old joke, using your head acts like an antenna, and it'll increase the range. Try it. It really does work. So instead of, say, 20 feet away, if you try from 40 feet away, I bet you it'll work. I did that when friends like, what are you doing? I said, watch this. He's like, well, son of a gun, it actually works. That's, of course, I use my head all the time, you know.
Now talk to all his viewers, because they'll be walking around the parking lot.
I know.
And they'll be going,
hey, I got to send Toss a tip for this. This works pretty. Trust me, it works. There's something in the brain, or it really does work. Yeah.
Too much lead.
All the metal cavities.
Yeah.
Okay,
where's my car? No, but it really does work. Just a little free tip there. I like to throw every once in a while. You know.
Public service. Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Thank you, Toss.
You are quite welcome. Muka says you never know what kind of meat you are getting consumer foods. It seems that way, sadly. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Especially if they use meat glue. They can take different cuts of meat, and it's something like made from blood, or it's a coagulant. Tom can probably, if he's out there, can talk about it. Mm-hmm. But they mix it in and they pat it, and you can't tell the difference. It seams the meat together. The problem is, say, if you take like stew meat, you can do the same thing, but now this meat that's been exposed on all sides is together, so you possibly now have this bacteria inside.
And there was something about Pepsi was using cancer-causing caramel color in their eyes. It never ends, you know. I try to drink water as much as I.
It won't go away until some of these large corporations get held responsible for the things they do.
Switch to Linux says he tried it, and can you? Yep. Well, see. I mean, this is one of the reasons why I call this channel Total OS, not just Linux. Yeah.
I reckon it's got to do with how much lead you're exposed to as a child. It just builds up in your brain, doesn't it? Lead.
Look it up, but see, look, he says could not trigger from in the house. Put it on the head, and it does. See?
Yeah.
Now switch this using your head. I knew you had it in you, buddy. Yeah. Yeah. You're welcome. Of course, if you have a weak or dead battery, it won't work, obviously. But
well, you'd think with all the lead in your brain, the remaining brain cells would act like an electrolyte, and you'd have one huge battery up there.
It was the mercury from the chem lab. Oh, duh. All right, so for those of you joining late, the topic was avoiding porch pirates, preventing your Amazon, Walmart packages from being free gifted to undesirables off your porch. If you have any other tips, feel free to post them in the chat. We talked about having a camera, an app on your phone, neighbor, a family member, Cadillac trunk, you know, and
I was actually
wireless camera. Yeah.
So
I was actually thinking of setting up a. Well, I was actually thinking of setting up a wireless camera anyway, because we have very inconsiderate dog owners around here who leave us other parcels on our front lawn.
Understood. Yep.
So one of the things, like a lot of retailers are now partnering, like with FedEx, like the local Walgreens around here. You can actually either one, have your package sent to a Walgreens where it will be kept in an area safe, everything's scanned in that, and you can go and pick it up and finish your shopping. Or FedEx now is if no one's home, they will redirect it and drop it off at your local Walgreens so they don't have to come back.
I just thought of something funny and safe. When say I have a package and the guy wants to take it, it would trigger like a tripwire or like a wireless beam to a speaker with the sound of a dog going just like that. It would get their attention. Switch, you want to jump on? I can stick around a little bit longer. Yeah, I'm just watching Weather Channel. I'm on my Hallmark diet for tonight. Yeah, I saw a good one. I mean, they're all good, it seems, but I saw a good one too. They made me cry at the end almost. Oh, well. Let's see here. All right, Thomas, there you go. We'll stick on a little bit longer. And, since Tom was my guinea pig for that key test, he was probably like, "What's he talking about?" Oh, I'll be damned, it works. You know.
I want to see him do it live on the stream. If anything for that.
Okay, let's see here. Exotic fish rode tsunami debris from Japan to California. Okay, that's exotic way to travel. Yeah. Interesting. Wow, that's a long trip. Okay. Hello, Linux user 608. Welcome.
Hello.
Good evening, afternoon, or morning.
Yeah. Too bad Tim isn't joining. Oh well. I didn't really have this scheduled, so I didn't expect him to be on. But like you said, he's probably a bingo with his fry pan. What am I doing here?
I love my wife. I love my wife. I love.
Yeah. I know. Google training document reveals how temps, vendors, and contractors are treated. Interesting title for a document. Oh well.
Hey, how's it going?
Hello.
Hey. Hello. All right. So you verified that the key thing works.
I verified it. I was like, what in the world will he be thinking about? And so I'm like, you know what? I got my keys. I had to go down and stir some pizza sauce. It's brewing up. So I'm like, you know what? Click it. Doesn't work. Put it on your head. Click it, and it works. I tried it like 4 more times.
I wouldn't lie unless I tested. You know, I'm the guinea pig here. I do all the testing first, good or bad.
Yeah, you know.
You know, so.
Scientific.
But, yeah, it's something I picked up years ago off something I was watching, National Geographic or something, some kind of a special.
Well, I'm gonna have to try putting on a tinfoil hat and seeing if that impacts it.
I have no idea. It'll probably turn on all your neighbors' cars. I know. All the alarms go off at the same time, and then Switch will go, "Oops." He takes off his hat. No, it wasn't me. No, it wasn't me. No. What hat? I don't have a hat. No hat, not me.
Hey, see, I'm still doing it from inside the house, so nobody will see it.
That's true. That is
turn off
true.
the lights before I try it. No one can see the lights.
Yes.
I've seen the light.
Yes. Total tips today. There we go.
There you go.
Switch. Would you know why Steve couldn't jump on Hangouts using Ubuntu Mate? Because I don't have a clue.
What browser?
Google Chrome.
That's it.
Like Chrome or Chromium?
Chrome. You know, I switched laptops and got right on my Peppermint.
I have no idea why that wouldn't
I've
work.
never heard of that. Yeah.
My Ubuntu Mate updater wants to continuously nag me about updating Chrome, and I won't let it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I think Chrome, even Chromium is getting bad at this point.
Yeah, I've had issues with Chromium, but not with Chrome. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't had issues with it on Hangouts, but ever since I accidentally updated the main production computer and Chromium went up to the latest version, I can't run 3 webcams on the computer anymore. The thing's got 12 processor threads and 16 gigs of DDR4 RAM, and I can't run 3 HD cameras on it. That's insane. I think it's Chromium, so eventually I'll try moving it over to Firefox.
Have you tried hooking up the USB camera to your chin?
No, I haven't, but I have a hard time keeping it there and then doing this.
Right. Yeah. It kind of gets in the way, right?
Have you tried a different kernel?
No, I definitely don't want to adjust the kernel on that. Unless, I could do it on a Sunday maybe, so that if the computer goes down, it's not down for too long. But mostly changing the kernel will screw with VirtualBox.
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah, I posted a link yesterday. There was an interview done overseas with Linus Torvalds, and basically he kind of hinted in the short clip that the failure of a national Linux desktop was due to fragmentation, and he wished there was like a national. We've talked about this before. Even though he said it failed, he still holds hope. After 25 years, one day we'll see one. But there was a mention about Chromebooks, which do very well for a quote unquote national standard.
Well, I don't know if we need a national standard as much as we need a company to step up and support their own. Like, System 76 with Pop! OS. The problem that we have, and the reason fragmentation is a real good reason, is the difference in UIs. Like, if you're not going to form one UI that everyone likes, because you have, now of course you have the Windows UI, you have the old traditional classic, call it XP UI, and you have a Mac UI, and you have people like, I cannot stand a Mac UI, and I am not a fan at all of this modernized Windows 10 UI. And I don't care if you call it dated or not, the XP UI was reigning strong for as long as it did because
it was simple.
It is highly efficient. Okay, it's like, so just looking at, and I kind of alluded to this in the one video I did the other day, when I'm in development mode and I'm actually doing work, I'll have it like at least 8 or so different things open, right? And so that'll be at least 2, probably 3 web browser instances. We're not talking tabs, we're talking instances. I'm going to have a couple instances of the file manager open. I'm going to have a couple instances of a notepad or something like that open. And when it comes time to switch between windows, you can't do the alt-tab stuff because it's going to take too long. And I can't go down and then hover up and wait for the little previews to pop up and then determine which one of the pop-up. As I'm dragging the mouse down, your eyes go to the bottom of the panel, and you can see before your mouse gets there which one. It is an infinitely more efficient way to work when you're managing multiple tabs. Not everybody works that way, but when I'm doing development, I need the development window open, I need the demo window open, I need the research window open, the file window open, the server window open. I mean, you need a lot of stuff open.
Right.
Sorry, guys, I'm going to jump off for a little bit.
Right?
Okay.
And then everyone's like, well, good, I need the panel. So, like, I need the real estate on the bottom of the panel, but you only have 4 or 5 programs pinned down there. And then you end up with this panel with a pile of empty space in the middle that doesn't get used for anything anyway. So why not have the list of tasks down there?
I think for Mr. and Mrs. Consumer who knows nothing about Linux, I think a national Linux, and it doesn't matter, based it off of Arch or like Gentoo, because Mr. and Mrs. Consumer won't say, hey, wait a minute, that's based off of Gentoo. They're going to buy it, take it home, and see if it works. They don't care what engine, what's powering it. But I think what I have set up now, I think would be best for them, Mr. and Mrs. Consumer. One panel at the top, and just click menu and a drop-down menu just to get started. Maybe like a little search bar. That's all they need, to get started. And if it sells, let's say it sells, now people who are more advanced want a little more. Then you can go to the more advanced desktops like the GNOME desktop or Budgie or something like that. But I think for a $400 sweet spot, Linux national computer, a single panel at the top, menu at the left, the clock and date at the right, something like what Windows XP was, would be perfect to get started. And it has to work out of the box. No bugs, none of this. I can't jump on Chrome or Hangouts. It's got to work the first time. If it doesn't work, that's the end.
Doesn't Ubuntu Mate, the basic default out of the box, doesn't it have the menu at the top, like a panel at the top, but doesn't have a panel on the bottom with the task window list?
Yes, I think for the default, I have customized just one panel at the top and no panel at the bottom, but yeah.
Mine's just the opposite. I switched it to the Redmond mode and deleted one panel, moved the panel to the bottom. It has the Windows XP most lookalike thing you ever could get.
And I think that still, despite Microsoft changing to this, new panel with these the pinning to the panel type approach, which is the same thing Budgie does and a lot of other systems. This push, I mean, I don't care if it's modern. Is this what people ask for and what they need? That's the thing, because as somebody who's not computer literate and you boot up an application and you manage to put it on the bottom, how do you get it back up? And that's what I'm saying. I don't care if it's outdated. You need something where people can see what's open, and with that model, you can see what's open.
When in question, have less on the desktop as possible. One panel. When you're unsure, keep it simple, and have the user add to it if he wants
to. That's what I'm saying. You would have one panel, setting it up like this, what's called old dated XP style, where you have a tab, a list of all the open windows. That to me is the best. You have one panel. It's just all that empty space in the middle that stays empty in the middle is taken up with whatever's open, and you can quickly see what's open. That's what my argument is.
Yeah, well, look, the market's there. Hi, Joe. Here's a question. With all the last 3 months, with all the Windows 10 updates or break dates, is it time for Windows 11? To make it more like Windows 7. No telemetry, or at least a big box, hey, we're going to collect this. Do we have your permission? And make it less complicated. Maybe it's time.
Maybe it is time, but I think, in my opinion, if Microsoft has any shred of dignity left, they just need to destroy Windows completely and move on to another type of venture. That's what they need to do.
Kind of like WordPress and Gutenberg right now. And he's just come out and say, we goofed up and we're going to roll everybody back.
USS Gutenberg.
So, of course, I'm looking back. I'm looking for other CMSs. Now they're going to cram Gutenberg into Drupal.
Wow.
Oh, no.
The USS Drupal.
One guy
really come up with this stuff.
Look at this WordPress plugin recommendations and maybe just maybe reconsider this. But I don't know.
Okay, a national Linux distribution. Okay, what kind of desktop would sell the best? We have people here to take a vote on that.
I think, in my opinion, we've already decided a name on it, Andromeda OS, and I think the best way for people to get attracted to it is basically give the mom and pop user a choice. Do you want to make it look like Windows XP, or do you want to make it look like Windows 7?
Now, throw the Windows aside, okay? There's lots of phones and tablets out there. What about a tablet look?
I would do an XFCE with a traditional Redmond type approach.
Yep.
That would work.
That would work.
That's about what I'm using.
Yeah, and it's going to be fast. It's going to work on about anything. It's going to be very familiar to your average user.
And I think if they were smart, let's say Google does it, since they got their if they were smart, they would have the user interface on the desktop and ready to go if it sells on a tablet. To sync everything automatically.
50% of the people that are going to want one of these PCs already have an iPad or a phone that's laid out like one, or a Samsung tablet, or
or how about, instead of the tablet, what if we get one working that is like one of the PC tablet kind of things? Like, I want to get one of those that actually works well with Linux. I tried one and I just don't think we have the kernel support for it yet, so I took that back. It might be worth trying another one of those again, because I'd like to get another tablet, something I can do e-reading stuff on. Of course, the only tablets you can get these days, I think Samsung still has a few, but the iPads. But I'd like something that's more Linux-based.
Or you ask the user, when it's first powered up, the user, you ask them what they would prefer, and you have them select which option.
If Google wanted to do this, they could have a national poll, or send out, random emails to Google Mail users or whatever, and say, hey, we're thinking about rolling out a desktop if you know nothing about it, great. Here are three choices. Do you want your desktop to look like this, like XFCE, Mate, or you know what I mean? And have the people choose. That way, if they're going to build it, they will know off the bat, well, it looks like people are gravitating towards this desktop or that one.
The problem is
maybe
that
they know
costs
already.
money, and that makes the shareholders unhappy.
Well, a lot of people are
Like I
unhappy
said,
with
if they
Windows
built
10.
it where
So
you have it where it asks a question which desktop you would prefer, and they select it right on setup when they open it and power it up.
Yeah, I like that idea.
How about Novix kind of does that? And with Linux, it's very possible. You know, like Novix, what does it starts out? I think Novix starts out with XFCE, I think. But then you can actually go into the system's configurations and say, well, go ahead and restart the desktop as GNOME or restart it as KDE. So you can actually, on a live distribution, it starts on its default, but you can go and pick which layout you want. And actually, Zorin does the same thing, right? Zorin has the ability to say, oh, we'll go with Mac mode, go with Windows mode, whatever. There's a few distros.
You can even have, when you first turn it on, after you take it home, it does a short video showing you all the desktops, and then you can decide.
That's a great idea.
Or, here's a sad thought. It doesn't follow my desire perfectly, but Deepin Desktop, very easy to convert between a Windows and a Mac type feel. Of course, it doesn't have a task list like I would like, but...
I can agree with that.
You gotta remember, you gotta keep this kind of simple for the new user, for the new OS.
I think you need to start off with just one single panel drop down menu and just go from there. You know.
Yep, I'd do a Redmond then.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just keep it simple. When you're not sure, because people will oh, that says start. I guess I click start, or that says menu. You know, self-explanatory.
I'm thinking of the old lady next door that doesn't know how to use a single computer, but can get her way all the way around the internet on a tablet.
Right. Yeah. And I think it would have to be a distribution supported minimum 5 years. You know. Minimum 5 years.
5 years is doable.
Yeah.
Windows
say
does it.
Yeah.
Well, that's what Ubuntu and Linux Mint does. They do.
Yeah.
I mean, most LTSs these days are basically 5 years tops. So
I think Mate is what, 3 years? I don't think it's 5 years. I don't know, which is fine, you know.
I mean, pray for me though. I'm wiping Linux Mint Debian Edition off this week. I'm putting Fedora on it.
Ooh.
Won't this be the first time you've used Fedora in a couple years? Actually,
I thought I used it a little earlier this year, but I can't remember.
Vitamins R, P, and M.
Yeah.
Well, I tried Fedora once or twice. Nah.
Yeah, I'm going KDE though, because I've always done Fedora with GNOME, and I think that, I mean, because I don't really care for GNOME. I mean, I've actually been running GNOME for about 3 weeks now on this computer.
Well, our RPM stands for real pain in the mochaholis, but anyway.
GNOME requires a frying pan with me.
Yeah, I'll get something hard to sit in the office.
I got a water bottle here.
There you go. I think PC Linux OS, I think, is RPM based. That was okay.
I got stress balls. Does that count?
Yeah.
All right.
Stress balls. Yep. Sure. Joe says people are visual beings, and built-in tutorials will be an excellent feature. I agree. When you first start to turn on your whatever desktop, Google Desktop, it comes up with a short, hi, welcome. Today, a friendly introduction from Toss Today. I'll be like, hey, thanks for buying this terrific freaking desktop. You won't regret it, let me tell you. No, but
I've seen a couple of videos a little while back of those old school Windows 98 Packard Bell computers, and most of their computers, they had a little bit of a tutorial on them at the very beginning once 98 booted up.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
that
I
would
can
work.
remember even the iPad I had walked me through a bunch of setup stuff, and then it wanted my email address, and ooh, it got creepy fast.
Well, that's what it's going to ask for these days. Creepy.
Yeah,
What's the name of all your children? What are their
OS? Yeah.
If I buy a new phone, I want it with someone else's data in it, not my own.
All
it was
right. Well, I
funny when
just found out something. Sorry. I'm
Yeah.
back on Mate. User error. I didn't copy the link right. So it kept shutting down on me. Gotta admit when you're wrong, right?
Yeah. It happens to all of us.
Daniel says use fake emails. I do. I like CadillacOS@gmail.com.
All my junk gets to send to Kelly@covemail.com.
Yeah. I wanted to use all my junk here, but that was taken, I think. Duh. You know.
Switch gave me the ability to open and close emails as I feel like it.
So, yeah, I mean, look, a lot of people aren't happy with Windows 10. So, and hence you have the proliferation, the sale of Chromebooks, starting at $200 up to, what, $1,300 for their top of the line? You know.
That's the bottom of the line for a Mac.
Yeah, really. Right.
That's just breaking the piggy bank.
Yeah. Yeah. But I don't know. I don't know why Google just won't look. Just admit it. We're looking at it. But maybe they are. I don't know.
They don't. I don't think they really want that. They just want.
They probably don't need to. They're making enough money as it is. So yeah. I don't know. I mean, say it's time.
I mean, they make so much money that they're just sitting on the royal throne right now, just watching Apple and Microsoft just have a boxing match.
I think Google might be having a little bit of trouble breaking into the hardware business, seeing how they just came out with a new phone of their own, and they need to take it at a certain pace to keep the shareholders happy.
Yep.
Well, then let Amazon do it. They've never done it, so why not?
Amazon's a retailer. They're into stealing everybody else's stores and make them their own.
Well, they could open up Amazon Tube stores or whatever, and promote the Amazon OS. They've got the money and resources for it, you know.
It'd be very interesting if eBay could get into the OS department. I mean, yes, eBay's a nice little shopping site, but who knows? I mean, they could do something.
Well, they opened up those self-shopping stores out west. Well, what do they call them? I can think of the name. Where you have an app on your phone at checkout. You just
Speak of the devil.
Mr. Frying Pan.
Speaking of fry pans, Tim's in the house. Tim, we were thinking of frying pans and we thought of you. Did you buy a new set of frying pans?
I will be right back.
Okay.
Preferably ones that had chicken fried in them.
Hi, Tim. You want to jump on? I was going to jump off, but I guess I can stick around since I'm suffering from Hallmark withdrawal symptoms. You know, too much sugar, too much love. You know.
Be right back.
Amazon Tube OS $29.99. Okay, Daniel, sounds like a good price for me.
Oh, and Joey P just shows up.
Let's get Joey in the house.
Hopping in and out.
Let's get Joey here. Ba 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 boo.
All right. Stirred mustard, pizza sauce, whatever it is.
Let's get Tim in here. So those of you who joined late, we did talk about protecting your packages, Porch packages, from pirates, as it were. And the next live show will be this Friday night at 11 p.m. Censorship, good or bad? Timely topic, I think, the end of the year. Then we'll do a show Saturday night and Sunday night, barring any changes. And then after that, I don't know. So,
yeah, I just got a message from my friend. I gotta get going, so I'll see you guys later. Okay.
All right, Ricky. You take care.
All right, Ricky. Bye.
Goodbye.
Okay. Not tonight unless you're getting sauced up. I mean, I've been sauced up. This is empty, so.
There's still a drop left in there.
Okay, fine. Here's to Tim. A little teeny weeny drop. Anyway. Amazon gains shoppers when retailers drop selection choices. That is true. Yeah, that is true.
So do Linux distros.
We have Joey.
Hang on. I don't think I got my link. The echo. I don't.
Yeah, you need to shut a browser off.
No, mine's off.
We got echo. Echo.
Hello.
Greetings, Joe. How's it going?
Yeah, how are you? What?
That's a different angle from usual.
Me?
Yeah.
No, I
That's a
just
different
I
angle?
gotta move the screening closer. That's all. I usually have it closer. Joey. Hey, you know what? I don't know who's echoing. I closed my browser completely out on that end, so.
Now it's for a second there, I thought you were running for president. You vote for me. I promise to have a national Linux desktop.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I was doing a search while you guys were talking. I was looking at my Ubuntu Mate because I still have an issue. It's back since 1604. They claim they fixed it. Was when you open the control center, it won't scroll all the way. You have to expand the window. And I tried loading the PPA that somebody made. It didn't work. And I don't know. So
I don't know. I've been lucky so far with Ubuntu Mate 1810. So
yeah, I haven't. I don't know. I'm just. This has been okay. I mean, you know, you get used to something, and I put the 4.19 kernel in here, and I don't know. I think I talked about it before. I don't know if that's what was causing my issues, or if it was some of the confiz thing. I don't know what it was, but I was having issues where I had kernel panics and stuff, and I went back to 4.15, and I haven't had any issues since. Knock on wood. So somewhere along the line, Mate doesn't like the newer kernel.
Now, I got the newest kernel in mine, and it's working fine. Matter of fact, it works even better.
Yeah, I don't know.
It might depend on the age of the computer and stuff too.
Mine went to 4.19. The microcode for AMD Ryzen processors is a lot better, and the fan isn't jacking up and down like it used to.
Yeah, this computer's. I built it near the end of July, so it's not that old.
Joe, here's a news item for you.
Uh-oh.
This is off the New York Post. Cops respond to a noise complaint, end up playing Super Smash Brothers. That's a good one. Yeah, we got a complaint here. Hey, look, Joey, let's play this game, hey. Okay, well, I guess cops got to have a good time too, you know. Let's see anything else here. Vitamin water will give you $100,000 if you ditch your phone for a year. Vitamin water. That's interesting.
I could easily do that. The only people that call me are the robocallers. Everybody else just pops in and bangs on the door.
Let's see anything else here that catches my attention. Here are the top 10 Christmas tech gifts under $100. Okay, I'll click it.
And you just got a Windows virus.
Yeah, right.
You got some malware for Windows.
Okay. All right.
I'm sorry.
That's fine.
I was going to say, you know, I really, really think that is an awesome, amazing idea for the new user to Linux have little short. I mean, even when you think about what you call it, Windows 10 it basically has ready to kind of tutorial.
Now your rec goes back.
Short. I'm already echoing.
Joey's traveling the planet.
Yep. Well, on this list of the top gifts under $100, we got the Roku streaming box. I believe that one. The Echo smart speaker, I would believe
I have
that.
a Roku box.
And it works pretty good?
Well, what happened was the TV I explained to you about, it eventually got a couple years old. And with these smart TVs, the apps that are built into them that allow you to watch Netflix and Hulu and all that, they don't update. They eventually just fall out of your TV.
Okay.
So you're forced to get a Roku box, which does update. And I got the 4K one that used to be $99, even though I don't have 4K. And it's a nice unit, and it gets Netflix really nice. And I noticed it updates because the screen layout changes and stuff. And I've really been happy with it. I've been more happy with it than I have been with AT&T.
Okay, all right.
I bet you the echo's fixed.
We have yeah.
Yeah, you know what it was? It was switched to my webcam, which is right above my speaker.
Right.
And we have Mr. Frying Pan.
Ah, yes. Turn up your mic.
Up, Mike.
Bob.
The Amazon Kindle Paperwhite e-reader is still a hot seller. I can see that because you have the black on white text. I can see that.
Is that any better?
Yes.
It's a little better, yes. We can hear you now.
The Nokia 2 smartphone.
Okay. No fry pan tonight.
Got a halo around his head.
Yeah.
He sounds like he's had one too many frying pans.
That's what's holding it up. So, gentlemen, we're sitting around watching Toss get liquored up again tonight?
Yeah, tanking with Toss. You missed it. I would like to thank Coca-Cola for not sponsoring this video again. No, just kidding.
And the other company too, right?
Yeah, I won't mention the other one. Yeah. Yeah. But Garmin fitness tracker.
You're already demonetized, right?
Yeah, right.
I heard something about guarding your packages, so that had to have done it.
Right, yes. That's exactly what it was.
Catch that.
Yeah, and we had discussed about packages, Amazon packages, whatever, on your porch, and thieves coming by and swiping them, how to avoid that, and that was the topic for this evening. So
I put my Amazon Christmas order in, and I just ship it to the pickup location. Go and pick it up.
Yeah, we were talking about
locker
poaching.
Amazon lockers, whatever. Yeah.
I see that people like Ring, the doorbell maker, is seriously using that as a marketing ploy now.
I think I mentioned that, and I think it makes perfect sense.
Great. People that have them. I was going to put one on here, but I just don't quite have enough room next to the brick and where my door is. But I'm getting this because I literally, on the other side of the wall is the porch, and I actually called yesterday and complained to UPS and told them, I said, they're dropping these big expensive packages out on the porch, and no, they can't even knock or ring the bell. They're just assuming nobody's home or whatever. I walked out twice on them, caught them doing that, walking away. If I wasn't home, they would have certainly walked away.
We were just talking about the drop and dash.
Well, the only thing I can say, the last couple packages that I'm talking about that came, they would have needed 2 people to lift them. But it's still the point that made them that much more obvious, And one of them was a bright yellow box. The thing was huge, and it's like,
Would you order a new Bobcat, Joe?
Well, no, actually, it was a piece of equipment for one of the family members.
I
don't want to give it away because they're watching.
Oh, gotcha.
They probably
had a joke where somebody tries to steal the package, it trips a beam, then goes to a speaker of a dog going, "Arr." Or I could have the voice of Joe Pesci saying, "Hey, pal, you touch this, I'll break your freaking knees," or something like that, but that would work.
Or the click of a shotgun.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like the guys who put the little explosion things on it, so when they pick the box up, got like one of those party things that you pull the string on and all the confetti and crap flies out of it. Yeah, that's pretty hilarious.
Yeah.
You ready for the sound? Here's the sound.
Yeah.
I would have a Clint Eastwood. Do you feel lucky, punk?
Keeping it off the live stream view, but
But probably out of all I think the wireless camera thing would probably work.
Well, here, there's a YouTube video somebody put together, 10 hours of dogs barking very loudly.
Mm-hmm.
Just run that on a loop. There you go.
Right, yeah.
Nah, the camera ain't gonna do it. The pure electrocution. Seriously, take an extension cord, plug her in, get a 220 extension.
You have a
cord,
video go.
and shred the end of it, and always make sure that the porch is wet.
But
Tuss, can I assume that you looked at the article out where the police were using GPS devices?
Yeah, I mentioned that. Yeah.
You look at that. Yeah.
But see, the problem, Tim, with electric, I would come home and like and I would see like 6 dead bodies on my porch. Like, what the hell happened today?
You know what?
And then you go to jail for
that's 6 thieves that aren't going to visit your neighbor's house.
Yeah.
That's true.
And two of them were the UPS guys, right?
Yeah, right. Oops, sorry. Yeah.
You know, there was a story recently where in the last couple of days where somebody had kept catching, this guy kept coming back, same guy, and grabbing packages off the porch, and this person happened to be home one of the days, opened the door up, and then he pretended like he was delivering it. So then the next day, they put a package out there all nicely wrapped up after they cleaned up the dog stuff out of the yard, and he took that. They let him take it, but
yeah,
I figured might as well go there. I didn't say
box of dog turds. There you go.
Nice. Happy holidays with the load of dumb.
Oh, that gives new meaning to chocolate kisses.
It's beginning to smell a lot like Christmas.
So what did you get for Christmas, Junior? I got nothing but.
I don't know, but it was pretty crappy.
Yeah.
Got nothing but frozen Lincoln Log.
Look at Tom. Talk.
Yep.
Look at that. He's got a camera up in the corner. He's concerned somebody's going to come in his office and steal the packages.
I know.
Yeah. Hey, I actually have them scattered throughout the whole house.
This is the new place, right?
Yeah.
Yep. A little bit of paranoia, Tom, or you feel safer? Okay, all right. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah.
Just a tidbit of paranoia.
IRS dropped the ball on Linux migration. Nice headline. Do they even know what it is?
IRS?
The IRS says this headline: IRS dropped the ball on Linux migration.
What's Linux migrating to?
I don't know.
No, the IRS was going to migrate.
Well, the IRS, yeah.
The IRS was going to migrate to.
Okay.
Red Hat.
Adopt Linux for their system.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to go to Red Hat or something.
Yeah.
And instead, they opted for viruses and malware.
Hey, they had to have an excuse to leach all of his data, you know.
Yep.
Meet the Linux desktop that's more beautiful than Windows 10. Oh, I wonder what could that be.
All of them.
Let's see.
All of them, yeah.
By chance?
They like Deepin. Ooh, really?
I just put a link
I don't
in
think it's
the.
that beautiful. It's polished. Deepin is polished. That's something you have to give it a lot of credit for. They've paid more attention to fine details than most other ones have.
I think it's over polished. I think they polished the paint so much they burned through it a little bit.
Which one's that, Dan?
Deepen.
You know, I found an article on, I think it was OMG Ubuntu, instructions to install the Deepin desktop environment on Ubuntu. And I screwed around with it, and it actually worked. It didn't install the newest Deepin desktop. I think the newest Deepin is 15.8. I think it installed, 15.6 or maybe 15.7. But it worked. I mean, it worked. It integrated very, very nicely. There are some problems with the file management and stuff, but...
Actually, the file management on Deepin has issues.
Yeah, I don't try. It's Chinese based, and Tom, I think you did a video on the on the privacy and all that, and
The biggest issue with Deepin right now is the fact that they have a EULA that is very nebulous. Like, I'm not opposed to a EULA, I'm just opposed to a new EULA that is completely nebulous and is open to their ultimate interpretation and beholdens you to the People's Republic of China and says you're not allowed to export this out of China, despite the fact that they publicly put it outside of China. So there's a lot of cognitive dissonance buried within the EULA itself. And there was a period of time it had like an analytics tracking script in the store, but that's fairly minor, but still an issue.
Okay.
You know what was strange to me with that video that you put out, Tom? You brought up the point that the EULA was dated in like 2015 or 2016. And it's kind of like, okay, so this EULA's always been there somewhere in the background, but it's never been made prevalent until the latest release. Yep.
Now it's made prevalent. You have to agree to it to continue on the install, just like Windows.
You have to agree to it.
You have to agree to it.
You have to scroll to the bottom and agree to it to install.
Okay.
Won't use it. It has
I'm
a
not
very
gonna use
low
it either.
social score.
If you want to go Deepin, though, Manjaro has a community spin for Deepin. Of course, I highlighted at the end of my stream today, Manjaro redesigned their website and it looks like a train wreck.
Yeah.
Wow.
Did you see that? God.
Well, yeah, I won't be going back to Manjaro. I'll try to
Me
once.
neither.
I got tired of fixing things, solving puzzles, and it was just too much. It was just too much.
Me and Manjaro had a heavy divorce.
You know, I actually had some time today to do nothing other than computing for pleasure. So I thought, this Quint kid, he's got to be onto something. I mean, he's Fedora boy all the way. So I thought, yeah, what the heck? So I downloaded Fedora 29. I installed it. It wouldn't update for me right off the bat. I had to use the command line to get it to update. Then I tried to use the software center to install the RPM Fusion, the free and the non-free repos.
Yeah.
That puked out on me. So I had to use a command line to install those.
Oh.
Got all of that installed. And then there's one other goofy thing, and then I finally got that fixed. And then I got all of the multimedia codecs installed. And I thought, oh crap, I got to throw VLC on this because I'll watch a DVD or something to see how it works. I couldn't find VLC to install it, and anywhere, anywhere.
That's
so I went to the
crazy.
VLC. So I went to the VLC website and I downloaded it, and I had to do it via a command line, and I opened it up, or click it. Doesn't work.
Too much work.
Yeah.
Not worth it.
What was that, Steve?
That's why you don't have your fiber.
Echo from someone.
Yep, echo from somebody. The echo gone? Oh,
Still there. Yeah. Test.
There it's
No, it's gone.
It's
Okay.
Yeah, it was just like, again, Quint he's a heck of a smart kid.
Try
And
mPlayer.
I applaud him, but you know what? I have no interest in farting around with an OS that doesn't have the simple stuff there out of the box, or it is really easy to jump to a software manager, or use a command line or Synaptic, something of that sort. Find it, download it, and I'm done.
I agree. Totally. I mean, it's 2018. You shouldn't have to jump through all those hoops.
Nope. No way.
So, yeah, Fedora is definitely not for newbies. That's for sure. So.
Well, I'm going to run that next, so we'll see how I do.
Okay.
Yeah, aren't you going to try Fedora with KDE on top of it?
Yeah, Fedora KDE is what I'm going to do. And mostly
I would have a frying pan ready to the side.
Yeah.
You know what? Save yourself the time. Bring your machine into the kitchen and do it at the table. You're that much closer to the pans.
Yeah.
Or have your seltzer soda maker ready in case it, you know.
Yeah.
The soup pot might yield better results.
Yeah, and mostly I want to see is like the problem I have right now. I love KDE, but on this machine and on another build that I have, switching like playing Kodi and then going back to the KDE desktop always gives me errors. And so I don't remember doing that on Linux Mint KDE, so I'm thinking it might be a Debian Stretch issue because, of course, this is Linux Mint Debian Edition, which is based on Stretch. So I'm thinking that's probably the issue. So I'm going to try running a different family with KDE and see if I still have the same issue.
Okay. I'm going to wrap this up here in 5 minutes. It's almost been 2 hours already. So any last comments here in the chat? If you missed any of this, just replay when it's done processing. So again, the next show will be Friday night, this Friday at 11 p.m. A little later because I'll be out with friends. Christmas partying and stuff, so I should be home before 11. And the topic will be censorship, good or bad. We'll go from there as far as that topic goes. And we'll try to do a show Saturday night and Sunday night, and then after that I don't know. So join me if you can, and thank you for 8 years of the channel. Hello, Ron. You are late. Of course, I didn't have it scheduled. It was a last-minute thing, but welcome to the stream.
He already saw the Hallmark movie that was playing, so he figured, what the heck?
Yeah.
2 hours to kill.
Sucker for Hallmark and nice chicks. What can I say? Okay. No, but
just don't tell me you watched The Golden Girls too. That's
The Golden Girl. I did not watch.
A long time ago.
Yeah, back then I used to watch. It was funny. Yeah, but no, I saw a movie today on Hallmark. It was one of their newer ones, and I almost cried at the end. I couldn't believe it. You know, even I know what's gonna happen. Oh, don't surprise me. The guy's gonna get the girl. Don't tell me. You know.
Give the guy one drink and he gets emotional.
I don't think there's any of the Golden Girls left alive, is there?
Betty White's is still around.
Betty White, yeah.
She's still kicking.
Go figure.
Yeah.
And then after that, she played on Hot in Cincinnati or something like that. On the, I think that was on TV Land Wednesday nights.
Yep. She's still working.
Who was the naughty one? Blanche? The one who played Blanche? Yeah, she was fun. Yeah.
You've been watching too much of Analyze This.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I know.
That monster.
Classic, yeah. And along with
was that De Niro?
Robert De Niro, yeah.
Yeah, that was good.
Hey Vince, were any of those girls interested?
No, I couldn't bring my phone out during lunch.
No,
I couldn't. I actually had to sneak outside. When I was messaging you on the chat, I was actually outside.
Vince, you should get a hat done, Vince, that says "Kangaroos Rock" or something. You know. I think they're cute personally, but of course I don't live in Australia, so maybe they
look
are.
like giant jackrabbits.
Yeah.
Oh, they look fine. They look fine. They just
There's just
like
too many of them.
They just like to mate a lot, or mate a lot.
Yeah, mate a lot. Yeah. They like to mate, yes. Yeah.
Is overpopulation of kangaroos a pain?
Yeah. It's for the farmers. It's a pain.
Steve, how's your mate going? I saw you loaded it up the other day.
Yeah. Well, I actually had it on. I put it on about a couple months ago, and I just never brought it down. I said, well, I'll start kind of looking at other distros. I don't have a whole lot of time to distro hop, so I'm going to do the newbie friendly ones. So here I thought I had my first problem. I was trying to get on the stream, and I kept getting an error. Well, it turns out it was user error because I didn't copy the whole URL. I didn't send the letter. It would bring out and then shut down.
Newbies who are watching this, we usually have professionals who know what they're doing on the show, but not to know. Just kidding. But
Steve, before you can the mate, play with the mate tweak tool and get it to do different things for you, and you'll see that there's a lot more to it than just what it gives you out of the box.
Okay.
Joe, what are you running nowadays?
Same old Mate 1804.1, and then I've got Peppermint 9 on. Well, actually, Peppermint 9's on this one too. It's dual booted on a separate drive, but I have it on everything else too. This is my daily driver. I don't want to try it going up until I'm going to just do LTSs. I think in the future. I kind of made up my mind.
I'm pretty well.
Joe Collins says Mate is pronounced Mata. Jason, Mata, make America toss again. I agree. Yeah.
Speaking of Joe Collins, I saw a video. I watched a video that popped up. I don't know if it was a fairly recent release, but he hadn't done one in a while, and he's talking about, Linux and why it's misunderstood or why people like it or don't get it and all that. And there was a lot of things that he said that I kind of agreed with. But he was talking about AMD. He really said it just doesn't work on AMD, especially the older machines. Well, I agree with the older machine theory, but it does work on AMD today. The graphics are still a little behind yet, but I don't think we're far away from seeing that.
I think graphics are always going to be hit and miss.
You know what? I play a lot of games on Linux. The graphics are fine.
But I'm talking about AMD GPUs.
I have an AMD GPU. I have
the RX 590.
RTX 580.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. They're closer than they've ever been. It's, there's just a couple of things. And matter of fact, I think they just released some patches for those, the 590, I know for sure. So what he was talking about, I think, is more a thing of the past. But overall, it's just, a lot of it is it's like you guys were saying earlier with explaining when people come to this, there needs to be, people coming from Windows expect it to work like Windows. They want to know, can you put Windows programs on it, that kind of thing. So it still comes back to the same old broken record. You got to get people educated some way, somehow, some format. And that's where, if you get it, like you guys, I picked up on it earlier when you were talking, Carm, about the $400 sweet spot and all that. You need to have people that know what they're talking about too when they're presenting it. Not that they just put them on.
Like an introduction video that pops up. I think it'd be smart. Just a short, like maybe 2 minutes on what's involved. But what's better still is having a live demonstration in the store, having someone talking plain English. This is Linux, based off of Linux. It's not Windows. There are similar apps. You know what I mean? Just tell them what it is. Be upfront. And they'll try it. If you show them how fast it updates and you don't have to reboot, and look how fast this installs and more privacy, they'll buy it. At least they'll buy it to try it. If you tell them 30-day money-back guarantee, they'll buy it.
All the popular apps that Linux has are available on Windows.
Yeah.
LibreOffice has a Windows version.
The last Windows user guide to Linux I did, I think I said, if you're not a professional singer, if you're not a professional filmmaker, if you don't need specific apps for Windows, if you're not a hardcore gamer, then Linux is for you. It's that simple. That's as simple as I can put it.
In some of those cases, a lot of those people can still do the things on Linux. They just haven't trained themselves to do so.
Right.
And it raises an issue. Why would I want to behold myself to the Mac ecosystem if it does music slightly better? I know your friend uses Mac for that reason, but I have a friend that doesn't. He likes Logic Pro, but he doesn't want to be in the Mac ecosystem. So he took the time to learn LMMS, and he says now that he knows how to use LMMS, he prefers it over Logic Pro.
Well, the only thing is, with Stephanie, who's used Windows and Mac, she doesn't have the time to learn something new like Linux, and that's why. Mac for her just works. It just works. She's got the and there's the echo again. She's got a digital audio workstation and all that stuff, and it just works for her. So I completely get it. She has no time to learn something new.
Yeah,
completely understandable.
But what's interesting you say about that? If she's on a Mac, she can run Linux because it's basically the same file system.
It's not so much that it's the quality of the apps.
Yes, it's
I think she's worried about.
I can side with Stephanie.
The quality of the apps. She doesn't have time to. I download this app and it doesn't work, and now she's got to. There's no time. It's what she does is time consuming.
Well, on Windows as it does.
Yeah.
On Linux, as far as loading up, once you get it open, it's fine, but it takes forever to open up on Windows for whatever reason.
Well, she's not a Windows fan either, so at least not for what she does. So,
the other thing is that from a musician standpoint, if you go into a studio and you do any recording, you do any sampling or anything of that nature, everything is done on an Apple. So
yeah,
even if
and
you
there's
don't
a reason for it. Yeah.
Yep. And even if you don't do it at home, if you spend any studio time, you're going to learn the Apple ecosystem, whether you want to or not, because that's all the studio professionals use.
Mm-hmm.
And then of course, when you start doing things a little bit more like Stephanie does, home brewed type stuff, what are you going to do? You're going to buy what you've already learned, something that's familiar. And yeah, it's going to suck laying down, I don't know, what, $1,500 minimum for a decent laptop.
I think for her it's more like 3,000, something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, but I mean, this the MacBook Air or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they have enough power to do what Stephanie would be doing.
Mm-hmm.
But those are like $1,000 or $1,200, and
Yeah.
just to get a regular
Everything's $1,000 or $1,200. I mean, if you get electric guitar, you're going to spend that much money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's what people are used to using. And if they get exposed to something
Yeah.
because
Mm-hmm.
of a profession,
Mm-hmm.
they're going to migrate towards it.
Well,
for home.
I think artists like Stephanie and more, I don't think they like surprises, you know.
Yep.
They want to buy it, plug it in. That's where that goes. That's this app. This mic goes in here. This and then bang, going. With Linux, it just takes time to. I'm not saying it's a pop, but you're talking. It would take probably years, you know. And there's no time for that. So yeah.
And for a musician, the longer it takes them to put together their,
Mm-hmm.
the longer it takes for them to put together their recording setup at home,
Mm-hmm.
that's time that they're not recording. And of course, if they don't record,
Right.
they don't get their music to marketplace. So
Yeah. What's that danger thing, Joe?
This is something that I thought we passed already. One of the my son a couple weeks ago. We sold him my wife's Mazda 2013, and she's got a 2018, and we've had it 2 months, and we're still getting Takata airbag recalls. So 4 years ago, they started with this stuff, and it's like you're still dealing with Takata bags. You're putting them in brand new vehicles still.
Wow.
I don't know if you've heard about that.
Crazy.
And the reason why I'm bringing it up is because I don't know how many other people, viewers or whatever, have these, these vehicles. But if you're not aware, maybe you ought to check. I'm sure you should be getting. Because I'll tell you the truth, I almost threw this card out the other day. Yeah. The way it looked, it just looked like an advertisement at first, and my wife's the one that caught it.
Well, I'm turning into a pumpkin. There's a Hallmark movie coming on. I want to catch up.
Well, speaking of airbag, I'm out of here too. But
Carmine, Friday night at what time again?
11
Eastern.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
11. Topic is censorship. Yep.
Mm-hmm. I will be around.
Okay.
Cool. You guys all take care. Panico, you take care. I got to catch up with you this coming week.
All righty.
Enjoy your Hallmark, Tim. Don't cry too much.
Take care, Tim.
Yeah.
Good night.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm going to get my Snuggie, my pint of ice cream, my roll of cookie dough, and I'll probably get a whiskey Coke so I can fit in with Carmine.
Yes. Tanking with Tim.
And don't get the tissues.
Yeah, I can't forget. I can just use a pillowcase. That's cool.
There you go.
Take care, guys.
All right.
See you.
Okay, so it's been 2 hours. I'm ready. So thank you everybody here in the chat room. Of course, all my guests is always a pleasure. Again, this Friday at 11. I'll probably do something Saturday night, Sunday night, and after that I don't know. So we'll see how things go. But definitely join me Friday night for censorship, good or bad. Should be a good one, and we'll go from there. So I'm done, guys. Right. I'll catch you Friday night.
Okay. Thank you, Toss.
Catch you around, bud.
Take care.